Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another video. Now today's video is a little bit different. I didn't fancy really doing a career mode or online race. I wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit more informative, shall we say. So this video, I thought to myself, with a lot of you guys getting in the game on console recently, or maybe I'm in an R in whether to get it or not, I thought I might make a quick video to see what this game's really like playing on the controller. Now, it's quite difficult to make this as fair as I possibly can, so to make it as fair as I possibly can, I have chosen a track I've never driven around before. I've chosen one of the easiest cars you can drive, and I'm going to do a 5-minute stint, just a hot lap stint, in the same car and track, using the steering wheel, and then the second stint, exactly the same settings, no difference, but we're going to go in the controller. And again, to make things as clear as possible as I can, every setting is on default, so we do not change a single thing. And to prove that I am using the controller, well, you'll be able to tell straight away as soon as I am. But I'll show you a little icon in the bottom right that will show that I am using the controller. But as I was saying, as I'm losing my mind completely, we're going to use the Mount Panorama circuit, because again, not used it before. And I've decided to use the Mercedes-AMG because, once again, it's one of the easiest cars to use on this game. So it makes the comparisons a lot easier to compare to each other if we use the same car and track and whatnot. But yeah, let's get into this video. If you like this idea, please like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff. But let's crack on and let's do this. Right then folks, here we go. First real lap around this circuit. I've never driven around it before in this game, so this is going to be quite interesting. But first stint, 5 minutes, we are in the Mercedes-AMG and we are using the steering wheel. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of lap times we can do. So we're going to do, it's going to be like a total time, and we'll also see if we can compare the fastest lap as well. But apologies if you see any late braking or me going wide at any point. It's again, it's my first time around this track. You see, we go terribly wide around that first corner. So it's not a great start, if I'm being completely honest with you. But again, one thing I did think of is the controller will have an advantage, because I will have done 5 minutes around this circuit already before I jump on the controller. So I probably will know the braking points a little bit better. So that is one advantage the controller is going to have. But I don't think it's going to be major. I don't think it's going to be like something massive. But yeah, let's skip ahead to the fastest lap, shall we? So this is going to be my fastest lap then. So you're going to be able to compare this one directly to the controller, which I'll show you later. But this is essentially my fastest lap. So the first corner straight away, much better, much better. That corner is called Hell's Corner, by the way, which is a pretty cool name for a corner. Then going through the mountain straight. This straight just feels like it goes on forever and ever, and it goes up and down, up and down. But we're 2.5 tenths up already on our previous best, so big improvement so far going for the first corner. Big braking point here. This corner I just kind of stick in third gear. You can put the power down because it's like an uphill right. The traction is still there, so I don't worry too much about this. And then going through this really famous section here, it's just so awesome to drive around this bit. It really is. I'm so happy this track is in the game, because it's a must, isn't it? In any racing game, it's so awesome to drive around here. Yes, it is difficult. It's technically very challenging, but it's just an awesome place to drive around. But yeah, going through this section here, you're kind of like on and off the throttle. Don't brake too much, I don't believe. Again, it's just kind of like tiny taps of the brake if you need to. Nothing too major. But we're almost 7 tenths up now, so we really are improving as we go through here. We go through the Dipper, is what it's called, which is again, awesome name for a set of corners around here. But you have to be really careful. You can easily smash into the wall there if you're not careful. You know, you've got to be giving it. You've got to be concentrating 110%. Otherwise, you literally are just going to crash into the wall, and that'll be your whole lap over. But that corner we just went through there, that was called the Forest Elbow, which is pretty cool. You guys probably know the names of these corners already, but for anyone who doesn't, I'm just going through them. But yeah, honestly, the names of the corners are pretty sick. I have to say, they're awesome. But yeah, going through this massive straight here, going to the right, just clipping the inside of the curb there, but not too much to unstable the car. Braking really hard in third gear, flicking it to the left, then to the right, nice and smooth on the steering wheel, and then powering down onto the last corner of this lap. It says we're going to set a 209.9 around that kind of mark, or 209.8, so again, we'll have to compare that with the next one. But that's the session over with. So that was 5 minutes around around this track, and it'll be interesting to see what that will be like compared to controller. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to jump onto controller, and I'm going to show you a direct comparison to see what it's like. So on the steering wheel we've set a 6 minutes, well, our total time was 6 minutes and 35 seconds, okay? And then our fastest lap was like a 209.8. But let's jump on the controller then, and let's see what it's like. I'm pretty nervous for this because I've not jumped on the controller yet, so it'll be interesting to see what the differences are and just how smooth the steering is. Just to prove, guys, this is 100% legit, I quit the game, I plugged the controller in just to show you the settings there, and I've launched the game up as well. I just fast forwarded it through for you so I can kind of prove that I have put the controller in. All I'm using is a PS4 controller with a little USB connection that I've plugged into my computer. It picks up the controller and then you can just use it like normal. So all the settings are set to default. Just a little warning, it's different, alright. The steering, it just made me laugh so much when I saw the steering input. It's just so funny, but yeah, I'll let you guys be the judge of it. Just watch this. So I've started it, right? So first of all, I don't know what the controls are. I thought that, but yeah, I was just having to play around. I thought, oh, that's not too bad as I'm turning the steering wheel. Again, I'm just flicking left to right, but it's quite fast how quickly it does it. But I didn't know if it would be the analog stick to accelerate, brake, and then R1 and R2, or R2 and L2 to change gear, but it's actually things like X and Y, or X and triangle, sorry, which is absolutely bizarre. But just as we're going through the first corner, look at the steering. This steering is all over the place. It's ridiculous. Oh god, I was laughing so much when I was doing this in real time. When I was actually recording this, it was just ridiculous. But honestly, the steering is it's quite something. Look at it. Honestly, when you try and correct the steering, the guy's reactions are insanely quick. It's quite something. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed doing this lap anyway, regardless. But in all seriousness, when I started using the controller, it took me a while to get used to it, but it wasn't actually that bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to skip ahead to my fastest lap, and I'll show you guys just how much slower it is really, or what the difference is, and yeah, you'll basically be able to see what it's like on controller. Okay then folks, here we go. So the fastest lap on the controller I could do in just 5 minutes then. Let's have a look. Let's see if we can do a direct comparison compared to the steering wheel. So first of all, get through that corner fine, nice and easy. You can see when I had to correct, the steering is like very quick, fast, jolty. So in that instance, it's not as smooth as you'd like it to be. And when I just need to make subtle movements to try and get into the racing line, again, the car's very jolty when you go from left to right on the controller. Using the same braking point, so that's not too bad. Trying to keep it smooth as I possibly can, and I think you can see in the controller. Now we actually managed to do it quite well through the first couple of corners. We've managed to keep it under control. It's not actually as bad as I thought it would be, and this time it's pretty smooth. It's not too bad. So we're currently about 2 seconds slower than the steering wheel, according to the prediction in the top left. But we'll get quicker. I can definitely feel you can get quicker. But yeah, again through this section, I won't lie to you. The controller may have disconnected a little bit, so yeah, I had to quickly sort that out. But we're underway once more, and yeah, a second up now, so we lost a little bit of time. That's my bad, apologies. But yeah, so far, honestly, as we're about to go through this section once more, the Dipper, yeah, it doesn't actually feel too bad with the controller. Obviously, it's not as nice, it doesn't feel as anywhere near as good as on a wheel, but this so far, I have to say, it's definitely playable. If you're thinking of getting this game, but you've only got a controller, I have to say, from my experience from using the controller, it's actually nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be. Yes, the steering is quite drastic. Well, even drastic, I can't even think of the word, but yes, the steering is quite dramatic, shall we say. But yeah, honestly, it really isn't that bad at all. It really isn't that bad. And I think if you're umming and ahhing about getting this game on the controller because you're on console and maybe you don't want to get a steering wheel, but you really want to play this game, and you've been umming and ahhing and considering whether you should do it or not. Genuinely, I think I should. I really don't think you can be as fast on this game with a controller versus a steering wheel. The steering wheel, I think, will always come out on top. But yeah, direct comparison wise, it's not actually that bad at all. So yeah, I mean, yes, it looks jolty and it is quite funny, but I'm sure there'll be settings out there and guides, guys, where you can change all the settings on the steering wheel to make it better. But again, I just wanted to make it as clean as default as I possibly could. So total time was 6 minutes 40. Okay, so that's only what, 5 seconds, I believe. I think it was 5 seconds. So 5 seconds difference, or 3 seconds. So that's not bad at all, is it? It's really not that bad. And of course, the controller did have the advantage of me having like 5 minutes on this track beforehand. So I learned the braking points a little bit more. But honestly, I really don't think that's that bad at all. I really don't. So I hope you guys thinking about getting this game and only have a controller. I hope you do, because I definitely think it's worth it. But I'm going to do one more test. Okay, so what we're going to do now, for a bit of a laugh, we are going to do a race. Okay, now we're going to use a race. We're going to do a race on the controllers. Again, same car, same track, but we're going to do 36 opponents. Okay, so there's going to be 36. We're going to be starting right at the back. Okay, using the controller, and I just want to see what it's like racing against AI, because obviously that's going to be a big thing for this game, because obviously you can go around the track and do whatever you like and practice as much as you like on like hot laps and stuff, and you'll be absolutely fine. But obviously when you're racing, you're going to be against people and against AI, so you'd probably want to see what it's like on the controller, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So I'm going to start at the back, again, just a 5-minute race in the same car, same track. And we're going to see what it's like, and it's going to be interesting to see how well we overtake people, see what dive bombs are like and stuff like that. It should be really, really good fun. Here we go then, folks, lining ourselves up and getting ourselves ready for this race. I'm looking forward to this a lot. This should be a lot of fun. AI is set to 90, so it's not too difficult. We should be fine. And the aggressiveness, I think, is 95. But there's 5 green lights, and we're away. Going through the first corner, absolutely fine. Very, very twitchy on the steering wheel, I have to say. Some sort of incident there. The Lambo's flown off to the left, and we're just kind of like, almost like behind a safety car. It's so slow, waiting for something to happen. But yeah, we finally get through Hell's Corner, and yeah, I just lose the rear end a little bit, and correcting it is, yeah, it's quite the job. It's quite something. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, I need to get a new cable. This is awful. Damn it. Right then, underway again. Looking for a move on this Lexus. I'm going to go to the inside here because he's on the outside. Definitely got the speed on him there, so we can definitely make a move on the inside on the second corner. A little bit cautious under braking. It almost had me again, but again, it's the second corner, so I'm just being very cautious. Looking for a move on the inside. This Ferrari then. Look at that. I just didn't know what to do. I was all over the place, but we dive bomb on the inside there. Well, I say it's a dive bomb, it's just a move on the inside, really. And we get past him, so that's, we've gone from P36 to P31 already, so we've gained 5 positions, so not a bad start, and all the moves we've made so far, they've been clean. Again, a little bit shaky on the controller when we're going for moves. Oh my goodness, look at that! Oh dear, dear, dear. Nearly losing it completely there. That would have been embarrassing. But look for a move on the inside of the BMW. Oh my God. So close. And yeah, and then we're going through this section once more. And yeah, so far, pretty good start. Now we're in P30. So we are making gains in this race. If we keep going at this rate, we're going to have P1 by the end of it. We're absolutely flying, boys and girls. But we go horrendously wide here, hit the wall. Yeah, I didn't really want to include that, but we've left it in regardless, and we're going through this massive straight once more, eyeing up the cars behind us. I don't feel like we're in any trouble with the guys behind us. We seem to have pretty good pace compared to these guys straight away. And you can see that, well, I don't know what that, I think that's McLaren, seems to be going very wide there. Just braking on the 150 metre board. That was a Honda, sorry. Yeah, going through here, nice and smooth, nothing too dramatic. And once more, look, we're getting right on the back of that one. They're going right, going left. I didn't know where he was going to go. And then yeah, the car just yeah, it's just all over the place there. But we eventually get the move done, and now we're in P29, and we just touched the grass ever so slightly there as we prepare ourselves. Now on the main straight, getting ready for Hell's Corner. Looking for a move on the inside. Just look at it. Honestly, it's just so. I can't put into words what it's like. It just makes me laugh every time, right? And I'm sorry if you don't find it funny, but I thought it was brilliant. Just the way he reacts on the steering wheel is so robotic. It's just ridiculous. Oh man, I'm thoroughly enjoying this race already. But yeah, Right, P28, going through the mountain section once more, chasing down what looks like a Porsche in front of me. I don't think it's going to be too hard. The AI seem to struggle with any sort of pace when they're in some sort of train or when they're in traffic. It's yeah, they're quite slow. So thankfully, and especially going through this section here, yeah, it's quite easy to catch up with them. But I have to say, so far, considering this is a race on the controller, yes, there's a few hairy moments, and that has been quite funny, but it's not actually been that bad. It really has not been that bad. You know, I haven't span out, I haven't done anything that could have caused my race to end as we go for a move on the inside. Look at that! Oh my god! Oh man! Oh, I keep covering my mouth, but it's just so funny. Oh dear, dear, dear. But we got the move done. We got the move done. That's the main thing. We're now P27, and this is the most fun I've had almost on this game using the controller, because it's just hilarious, isn't it? It's just so funny. But yeah, right, going down the I think, is it a Concord Straight? Sorry, I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check on that. But I just wanted to test it. You see that steering, man? It's just ridiculous. Oh, Conrod Straight. Conrod. Apologies. Okay. And then you go. I think this section going through here is called the Chase. And again, braking on 150 metres, we'll go for a big dive bomb there. Getting past the GTR, beautiful stuff. Danny Rick would have been proud of that one. And now that puts us into 26th. So we've gained 10 positions in 2 laps. And just 30 seconds to go on the timer. And we're going for a move on the inside of the Bentley now. Nice and easy. The dive bombs, easy to do. Okay, they're not too bad. They're quite easy. Again, like I said, the AI kind of struggle in these conditions when they're in traffic. Looking for a move on the inside there, but thought better of it as we go through this corner for the last time in this video. This is going to be the last lap of this video around this fantastic track, sorry. But we are going down the mountain straight now, getting a slipstream of the Lambo in front of us. We're going to go to the right here. He sticks to the left, so we should get that position done. Are we going to dive bomb the Porsche, or the Aston I should say? We do, so we go past him as well. So we're now P23, this is going really well. Definitely not going to be able to get podium or anything like that, but yeah, we can certainly get top 20, so 16 positions in 3 laps. You can't moan at that, can you? You can't be disheartened, but we're looking for a move around the outside through this section against a Lamborghini, which is just ridiculous, but we managed to get it done, so that's P22 now. Again, overtaking is proven to be very, very easy so far, and I've not struggled with the controller. There's been a few hairy moments, just like that one, but again, this is my first race in the controller. I've literally had, what, the 5 minutes practice. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Oh, God. Straight into the back of the alley there. That was not great, but yeah, that's been our only real incident since using the controller. You know, the hot lap stint and the race, it's not been bad at all. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but yeah, definitely went into the back of that Audi. Almost did it again, and I don't know what's going on here. Everyone's going really, really slow, and we and then we just cut the Audi up. He then goes off, I go off. Really, really not great, but you've got to include it because it was yeah, it happened and it was great. But I can feel the damage now. I'm having to flick to the left on the steering wheel constantly, but we've only got a few corners to go. We're currently in P20, so top 20. You've got to be happy with that, very, very happy indeed. Again, braking 150 metres forward, trying to be as smooth as I possibly can. I can feel that the right hand side of the car has got some quite bad damage because it's just, yeah, it's just constantly steering to the right. So it's a little bit of a nightmare, and we're having to just constantly correct it by flicking to the left. But as we go through the last corner then, and we go and head onto the main straight, that, ladies and gentlemen, is P20 on the controller, and I just, yeah, it was awesome. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But yeah, there you go, guys. Really great race. Gained a few positions there. There's a few hairy moments, obviously, but yeah, I enjoyed it. A lot. But I really hope you guys have as well. And that's the end of the video. So yeah, thank you for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope this has helped you out any way that it can, just to really give you a direct comparison. Obviously, the wheel's always going to be better, but if you're umming and ahhing about what it's like on the controller, I was using a PC. So it may be a little bit different on PlayStation or Xbox, and again, you can change the settings. They may have adjusted it, so it's not as twitchy, but it just gives you a little FYI to what it's like. But yeah, if you're umming and ahhing about getting this game on the controller, I think you should. I think it's well worth the purchase because it is a great game, regardless. And yeah, it was just, I thoroughly enjoyed doing this video. So if you want to see more stuff like this, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, if you want to see plenty more sim racing content, and yeah, I am streaming on Monday, GT Sport, so hopefully, guys, I will see you then. But take care, enjoy the rest of the weekend, or the week, whatever day you're watching this, and yeah, take care. Ta-da.